Okay, so we're not gonna watch the weather forecast. We're gonna, although if we look at the weather forecast, you might notice there are several days of rain coming up. We should keep that in mind. But first, Tanaka. Tanaka is selling kind of an interesting claw, but we don't really care too much about teddy weapons at this point. Inaba trout times 4. Yeah, fatty fish for a fatty cat, I guess. Let's go ahead and buy the Inaba trout combo because the cat still needs food badly. So there we go. I have not even mentioned yet that there's a magazine or news shelf that says gags, which is probably a reference to gag manga. Which is, I think, just a broad category of any kind of, like, manga that focuses heavily on comedy. Ah, more melons. Pretty expensive, but still. It'll take that. And let's go into town. So today we're not really going to be doing a lot that's interesting, but I do want to check around town to see if anyone's saying anything new. No, but there was a pretty long time between the first 2 murders and Morooka's death. So it doesn't mean there's a correlation. Oh hey, these two are out here now. She actually wants to hear him talk now. Well, I mean, I guess there's sort of a correlation, but not the kind that you're thinking. Okay, then. Yeah. I bet she's gonna take that as a confirmation that you accepted her proposal. Well, she already suspected that earlier. But rumors usually don't have a lot of truth to them in this town. Well, we know the fog's bad when the TV world is concerned, but not sure about the real world. Yeah, you actually can take people out to the hot springs on bike rides. That's one of the ways they can learn bike skills. That actually is kind of true. Well, no, he really was on there. Yeah, sorry for bothering you so much. I'm surprised that he doesn't get more people asking him questions, considering the scandal he was involved in. Okay, that's enough local gossip. We're going to be hanging out with Yosuke today, and I believe, yes, we have Pixie and Winnie's to do a spend time. Although Magician, if I remember right, rank 9 is also pretty good. So look forward to that. And yep, closer soon.
You're back.
So tonight we're actually going to make food in the fridge. It's been a long time since we made anything here. It always says surprisingly. What kind of ingredients are they getting? Chuck-in sushi I think involves eggs, so it's another thing that I can't have. And even more so considering that thinned eggs is the right answer here. Golden Chuck-in Sushi, which I've misread as chicken before. And we're gonna invite Risei for lunch today, which makes me happy, and I once accidentally mashed X too fast and invited Kanji, but, I mean, you know, no harm in inviting Kanji for lunch, I guess.
This is so good.
Even by the standards of a world where even being average at cooking makes you look stellar, you are still a pretty good cook. Okay, closer soon, that's good. I'm just wondering if choosing to give Yosuke a piggyback ride would have actually let us skip that spend time with him earlier. Oh, I'm sure you enjoyed it, staying at that love hotel. Oh, wait, you're gonna tell the whole class about that? That, I'm not even gonna read into that. Divided color bears. I think in Chinese, the kanji for them is something like big bear cats, which I think is actually kind of cool. By the way, you might want to remember that thing about pandas. It may or may not be on an exam later. Huh, the girl who wanted the veil and all the other good luck stuff is gone. Yosuke is gonna get even more people, wanting favors from him. But how did things go with you and Rooftop Girl at the school trip? I'm sure King Morn from Beyond the Grave planned the itinerary so well to make sure there was absolutely no opportunity for fraternization between the students at all. No. Don't ask anyone who worked at Club Escapade, we were not there. Yeah, everyone just lives for these crazy rumors, don't they? Speaking of crazy. So, well, blazers are kind of the Gekkokan ones, and I always like those. No, blocking someone. Oh, we can't say the other options. Yeah, well, he's not actually enrolled here at all, so don't let the teachers know. Actually, maybe you should let the teachers know, then he'll get kicked out. Trying so hard, you almost feel sorry for them. Who does that remind you of? That is kind of what most Japanese students are expected to do, as I've said before. That is kind of true. I guess picture you, Narukami, doing that anime G thing in him right now. That's onomatopoeia for staring, by the way. Japan has a lot of really crazy onomatopoeia for so many different things. But I admit it is a little unfair for Naoto to be a first year. Oh boy. No, like, everyone should just give up on getting first place in exams that year now. Yeah, meanwhile, that student's personal story is really depressing. Yes, I know about knowledge. Oh, good for you. I still wish that she was a more important character. But we're going to the roof. Because it's finally time. Now I should probably mention that the anime actually combined elements of Chie's Rank 9 Social Link event into the school trip, so she actually confronts some bullies out in that same alley that Shinjiro saved us back in P3.
Yeah, let's go! Okay, I think that's enough for today. Yeah, I feel like I haven't been that on form in a while. Hey, there's something I want to tell you. Something I've been thinking about all this time. I still don't have a clue what my good points are. But I thought I could just keep on searching. I just want to protect people, and to do it, I'll stand up and fight. I'm gonna fight alongside you till the very end. I mean, we'll always be friends. Yeah! This is from me to you. Oh, and it's new, so it's clean. It makes a matching pair with mine. I think this power of mine is what I wanted all along. The power to protect everyone. I understand now. I'm not supposed to use it to become more self-reliant. I'm supposed to use this power to protect people. Yukiko, my friends, my family, this town, and you.
Suzuka Gongen seems to be a bit more obscure of a figure in Japanese mythology than some of the other Ultimate Personas, partially because when you do a search for her online, almost all the results come from Persona 4. But I'll try to find some info anyway. It appears that she's a legendary Japanese female figure from the Kamakura period. That's 1185 to 1333. This is the era where samurai first became prominent and feudalism was established in Japan. But it seems that myths can't really decide on exactly who she was. She's been a goddess, a female Oni, or even a female bandit. In one legend, she was a warrior married to the king of the Oni, but who fell in love with a human sent to slay him. She then betrayed the Oni king by killing his retainers and allowing the hero to enter his castle. So while sources can't quite agree on exactly what she was, the common trend is she was a powerful warrior woman. And that definitely suits Chie, but one more element I want to talk about is this persona's visual design. In the art book, it's mentioned that Tomoe appears to be wearing something like a bike helmet, but it becomes more of an off-road dirt bike helmet upon evolution into Suzuka Gongen. This represents Chie's growth, as while ordinary bikes have to stick to the roads, dirt bikes can head off the beaten path and go wherever they want. In terms of gameplay, I can now cover a big change to Golden that I alluded to in Yukiko's upgraded Persona bio. And that is that in the original Persona 4, Chie had no weaknesses upon awakening Suzuka Gongen. That's not the case here. But she does gain a resistance to light, and her ice resistance turns into an immunity. In terms of stats, she gets +2 agility, and that's it. Well, at least she didn't lose any stats.
My new power! I have you to thank for this. No matter how far apart we may be in the future, we'll be okay. This feeling won't ever change.
Futsunushi is a warrior god of swords in Japanese mythology, and is considered something of a brother to Takemikazuchi, being also born from the blood on Izanagi's sword from killing the fire god Hinokagutsuchi. Futsunushi is considered the local deity of the Katori Shrine in the Shiba prefecture. There are several different theories as to the origin of his name. The compendium offers one of them, but another is that Futsu comes from the old Japanese onomatopoeia for the sound of a sword swinging and cutting something. As I mentioned in Takemikazuchi's bio, Futsunushi was sent to accompany him by the gods when they went to claim the Izumo region. In-game, Futsunushi is level 80 and requires a unique quintuple spread, meaning there's only one possible way to fuse him. From these component personas, the most notable skills that he can inherit would be Vile Assault from Kinki, which might hit harder against down foes than Primal Force while power charged, along with Diarahan and Brave Blade from Adavaka. Brave Blade is weaker than Primal Force but has a higher crit rate. For a physical-based persona, Futsunushi has a really good base learn set though, starting out with Primal Force, Power Charge, and Mataru Kaja, then learning Apt Pupil to raise his crit rates, and Arms Master later on to halve the cost of physical skills. This is also his skill card, making him a great persona to have, because he indirectly makes your other physical personas even better. But Futsunushi has another unique asset, the skill Ali Dance. He is the only persona to learn this by level up. It halves the hit rate of anyone targeting the user. And then he weirdly learns a skill at level 86 that totally contradicts that, Firm Stance. Now, Firm Stance is normally a fantastic skill, but it renders Ali Dance totally useless, which is one of Futsunushi's unique assets, so I'm not sure if I recommend learning it, and if you do, make sure you have it replace Ali Dance, because, well, halving the enemy's accuracy doesn't mean anything when you can't dodge. By the way, status ailments, including the instant death from Hama and Mudo, operate on a different system of accuracy than the standard one, so don't worry, Firm Stance will not cause you to be automatically hit by those. That'd kinda suck. Evade fire. Now, how to make room for this. We have Mataru Kaja on Teddy right now. I don't really think I need this all that much anymore.
Alright then, my body and mind are all worn out. Let's go get some meat, and I mean the good stuff!
Okay, not just Mega Beef Ball, basically Mega Beef everything. And other meat, probably.
Good evening, and welcome to Nightline's special Night Watch report.
We had a low budget this year, so we're just using 2D artwork.
A suspect in the murders in Inaba was safely arrested recently. But what few people know is that the mastermind who brought him to justice was a high school detective.
That is completely not true unless you count us as detectives.
Tonight's report will focus on this detective prince, Naoto Shirogane, whose handsome looks are sweeping the nation. Thanks for being on the show.
No, the pleasure is all mine.
Still less controversial than the second detective prince.
Oh, his uniform's the same as yours.
First, congratulations to you and the police for your recent arrest of the culprit. It was well known that there were a lot of mysteries surrounding this case, and you did a great job clearing them up.
I'd hesitate to say that the matter is cleared up as such. It's true that our suspect was behind Mr. Muraoka's unfortunate death. But when I cast my eye over the case as a whole, I detect a few things that seem out of place.
Oh? Like what?
Unfortunately, I cannot divulge details at this time, but this matter claimed the lives of 3 people. Hence, I believe even the smallest inconsistency must be investigated.
I see. I have to say this is a surprise in light of the police's official statement. now for our next segment, the Detective Prince's true identity, where Naoto-kun tells us a little bit about himself. Amazingly, the Detective Prince has solved a whopping 24 cases. 16 of them were...
There's a detective at your school?
Yeah, we've got a detective, an idol, a delinquent. We've got a very colourful group of people.
When I'm older, I'm gonna go to your school too.
I'm sure she'd enjoy that.
Hi, Senpai.
Oh well, it's like everyone, except Kanji.
Yo,
Hey, did you see the show on TV last night? Naoto-kun was on.
that thing about the detective prince solving the case? Come on, we're the ones who actually caught the killer.
That's just how it goes. We're unable to take credit for what we're doing.
The police were the ones who identified the suspect, and he was cooperating with them on it, right?
Yeah, true. Wouldn't have even known it was Mitsuo if it weren't for them.
So it's true that he helped solve the case.
I'm kinda surprised though. I didn't think he was the type to go after the spotlight like that.
Good morning.
Oh, speaking of which,
I've been waiting for you all. There's something I needed to discuss with you regarding the case.
Discuss? Dude, we'll be late if we talk too long. Hey, where's your uniform?
Could you please indulge my current theory on the matter?
What is it?
First, as regards commonalities between the victims, all of them were kidnapped before they were murdered. The victims were all locals who had been the focus of recent media attention, becoming suddenly well-known. That is the most likely scenario. I don't believe there's anything intrinsically unique about the victims themselves. Haven't you all come to the same conclusion?
well, pretty much, except for the fact that Muraoka was never on TV or famous.
Then allow me to state my point. Will you admit that a number of you fit these identical circumstances? There was a long interval between the second and third deaths in this case. But after I applied the aforementioned criteria, I discovered several similar disappearances had taken place. Yukiko Amagi, Kanji Tatsumi, Rise Kujikawa. All of you disappeared shortly after being shown on TV. Either you escaped death somehow, or you faked your own disappearances in order to divert attention from yourselves.
We didn't actually know these people until they showed up on TV, so no.
Since some of you had ties to the victims, there came a point where I suspected one of you must be the culprit.
You thought one of us was the killer? Oh, you can't be serious.
This was a prior theory, since discarded. Putting together everything I've learned until this moment, I believe exactly the opposite. You aren't the culprits. You may, in fact, be the only ones with the means to pursue the true perpetrator. Seen as a joining of forces between the rescued, everything falls into place. Of course, this is all speculation.
Which happens to be completely true.
There is in fact a flaw in the theory. It doesn't account for the third incident, Mr. Muraoka's murder. He has never been broadcast on television, and neither did he ever disappear. We must also consider the condition of his corpse. The first two victims are still listed with an unknown cause of death. But Mr. Muraoka died of an easily identifiable blunt force trauma to the occipital cranium.
In other words, he was bashing the head really hard.
The police have not satisfactorily resolved this discrepancy, yet they are desperate to close the case. Further action will be necessary to obtain some sort of decisive evidence.
Further action? What do you mean?
Well, whatever the outcome, the evidence should come to light. You said something interesting to me not long ago.
Hey, where are you going?
This is not a game for me either.
Naoto-kun?
Well, that was interesting, but seems like someone's deduced what we're doing just by pure logic. Finally, someone's smart around here. Question is, are they on our side or not? So today, for the first time in ages, we're going to be seeing the Strength social link, and I don't need to go to the Velvet Room because I have Hanuman with me already.
All right.
I was just thinking from before, when I said that Persona 3 might be a candidate for my favorite game of all time, it's either that or Pokemon Black and White, I think. And a lot of you might be surprised that a Fire Emblem game isn't there, but I just don't know. Like, I know that there are a lot of Fire Emblem games that are among my favorite games of all time. Like, I would say Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, and also probably Fire Emblem Three Houses now. Also, it is finally time for our game against the Shujin inmates, maybe? Ha, finally everyone likes us, now that we actually have proven ourselves useful to them. It's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer all over again. Oh, how I wish I could be on Cole's path. I feel really bad for Daisuke saying that, but I don't really find his version of strength as interesting. And yet more lines about Cole and how he loves dem balls. I was originally going to make that a thumbnail of one of the videos, and then I was kind of worried about it demonetizing things. You know, considering how amazing Yu is at everything, he probably would do a better job taking over the team. The end of our training, and yet it's only halfway through the social link. So, obviously, there's going to be some kind of complication coming. The green peppers, I believe, would raise your defense and make you lighter, at least in the original version of Mario and Luigi. I know they just changed the peppers to be straight buffs in later games, rather than also giving you the weird weight change.
Oh, welcome home, big bro.
Why do you look sad? Ah, okay, that's why. Raining tomorrow, huh? Well, we're not too bothered about that, because tonight we're going to be seeing our uncle. This rank up actually has a pretty interesting dialogue choice in it. Still researching that case, huh?
Sorry to bother you.
Here it is again! I don't know if this dialogue changes based on how far along you are with her social link. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I've said before that some of Dojima's social link dialogue is quite different depending on when in the game you do it. here is the interesting one. This is actually the best option to choose here. It's pretty much what he needs and wants to hear. It requires heroic rank courage, which we have. Not Riley anymore, peacefully. I suppose you could say that we're living with determination. Well, let's make sure that doesn't disturb Nanako. And so several days of rain. Yeah, we missed all of that, but I doubt he'd be very open about his personal life. You know, good thing Yosuke is not around to hear how much chicks dig teenagers who solve crimes. Yeah, Naoto seemed to have left school yesterday. No uniform. And hasn't shown up since. But we're going to put that out of our mind for the time being and go to the shopping district because now we're finally going to go to the Fox after completing the Guardian quest. How long have you lived here? Most people in this town have stayed here for quite a while. Oh, hey, it's Adachi. I was like, huh, that looks like a unique NPC model, and then it turned out to be you. Well, unfortunately, you'll never get that wish in this town. Everyone only cares about bad news here. So I actually kind of spoiled this in the Fox's social link bio, but this is not actually Hermit rank 10. For some reason, you actually need to spend 2 days with the Fox in order to rank from 9 to 10. The first is to report the result of the request, and the second is to actually rank up to 10. It's kind of strange. And so, that old man offered money. The Fox's hustle continues. Though the Fox is good at heart, like according to the anime, they actually go out of their way to get Nanako a new umbrella. Yeah, I actually am not sure why this social link works this way. You also need, I believe, maxed expression the second time you visit the Fox in order to get to rank 10.
Oh, you're home.
I'm trying to figure out why, but I'm just drawing a blank. Yeah, it seems like the Inaba trout always comes with ice. No Nanako social link tonight, because it turns out it's raining. We're forced to watch the Midnight Channel. I mean, you know, they caught Mitsuo, right? So obviously there's not going to be a season 5 of the Midnight Channel. That'd just be ridiculous. But, well, the Midnight Channel's been ridiculous from the start, hasn't it? Season 5, here we go. You can't tell who it is. Who do we know who has a silhouette that looks exactly like that?
Did you see that? Someone came on, right? murder's been caught, do we still gotta worry about the Midnight Channel?
We don't really know exactly what this thing is or how it works, but I guess we'll see.
Someone said the blurry image seemed like an advance notice. What exactly is the Midnight Channel anyway? Did it have anything to do with the murders? This is so frustrating. Hey, what do you think? Did you recognize who appeared just now? Naoto? Why would he show up on TV?
He was on a news report. The whole town's talking about him. It fits.
Now that you mention it, I wonder what he thinks about the Midnight Channel. I don't get this at all. It's gonna keep nagging at me, I can tell. I'm sure the others saw it too, so let's get together tomorrow and talk about it. Night.